Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon is rated E+10 by the ESRB, while whipping off Stephen George of Stephen Plays. What's up, Pummels and Omets? It's Ultimate Kalane in the house. Welcome to my new Let's Play of my channel, Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon. Pretty much the supreme replacement to Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2 Grim of the Rift, since that's out of commission for a bit. Since my DS ain't feeling well now. Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo Dungeon, I did have experience with. I end this game 2 times now. The second being, just set up this LP, this Let's Play and stuff, do it as a project. And the first just for fun, just, for personal experience. And this game, as, again, for being like pretty much the Yoshi story of the Final Fantasy series, it's truly a devastatingly dark game, but that starts out really, really cute and fun. But nonetheless, it's still a fun game. It's not really a true ripoff to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, as many people just call this game is, but it has some different aspects to it that separates itself from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And right now we pretty much got these 2 savers and stuff. We only got 3 savers maxed out, and this is my personal playthrough one. I'm up to level 82. This is my this is pretty much my project setup-y one. I don't know, my second save that I also played. Now here's my 3rd save, and now you can also start this game by playing sideways for a traditional feel, or just design for the remote, aka upright. I'm just gonna choose upright since I always use that. And let's start the game. Now, I also gotta warn you that there's CGI cutscenes and voice acting for this game. Yay! First video game Let's Play done with voice acting, so you're not gonna hear me that much, so I gotta be quiet a little.
Head for the tower in the sands. It is there you shall find that which you seek.
And finding what we seek, dude? I know what we're seeking. Yo.
Here we are, Chocobo. The tower in the sands.
AKA the tutorial of this game. Sorry, that was me.
Rumor has it that timeless power is hidden somewhere in here. I've been after this jewel for a long time.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it. Yo, Adele is back in this. Okay, whatever, I'll just be quiet.
And I suspect that it's going to be the key to building that airship. Just imagine, Chocobo. Once we get our hands on this jewel, you might be able to fly through the skies!
And also, then, yeah, I can't think of anything else funny. Hey, Chocobo's so happy and so cute! Look at that! So excited.
I'm excited too, but keep it cool. We still have to be careful in here.
Alright.
Let's go, shall we? It's off to another adventure.
Yeah, it's actually time. Let's go. It's time to be God right now. It's time to actually be God. But this is the Towering in the Sands, a learning dungeon, aka the tutorial dungeon in this game. Now, to give you a little heads up, for this being a tutorial dungeon, Sid's gonna, fly us through here. And while, Sid just flies through, the learning dungeon and stuff, I will be explaining extra stuff, like the controls, for instance, to where you pretty much, control Chocobo to go into each space with, the control pad. You actually look at the spaces of the dungeon and of the map by holding B, and then, just all that other jazz. Now, We also got settings. Now we got items here, which we'll get into more later. We got abilities, aka the only ability Chocobo did kick that costs 1 SP of our 3 SP that we have. SP being like special points. That's our stats right now. We also gotta, you know, we're also pretty much counted as a job, aka neutral. We're just gonna get to more of that later. And our feet, we're also gonna get more of that day later. Now I want to go to configure, aka game speed. We remove remote settings. When it comes to game speed, like for you beginning Ultimate fans out there who just playing this game for the first time, this is normal game speed, which you can just, you know, it's basically a little slow pace, and you know it's fast, and you can switch the game speed to be fast if you are an expert, well, or if you just want to play this game faster. I can make the game faster for experts, which I obviously am, but you gotta make sure you gotta press A to actually, you know, configure the settings. This is our key items, which we'll also get into later. And now, with the difference between, you know, normal speed and, you know, fast speed, I'm going like Sonic, man. We are Sonic up in here. Okay, whatever.
Could we be in a mysterious dungeon?
Yeah, that's what I just explained 2 freaking minutes ago, and that's what the title says, the learning dungeon.
The shape of these dungeons shifts every time you go in. Let's be extra careful.
Yeah. Yeah, for this being, you know, a dungeon game, pretty much, you know, like, for this being, like, Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's dungeon, of course, the floors of the dungeon will be randomly, like, pretty much the floors of each dungeon, because there are floors, as you can see, they're on floor 0. The floors of the dungeon will be randomly generated, so it's pretty much, you know, RNG and such. RNGesus in this beat. But I am RP Jesus! Yo!
Are you hungry? Hey, look! Here's some Gasol greens. They're your favorite, aren't they? Go ahead, eat up, Chocobo.
No, my favorite is apples. Okay, no. That's... no. Now, pretty much what happened... Whoa, this is a good explanatory right here. Now, Chocobo picks up items whenever he walks over them, but if you are filled up with items, you can pretty much use the at feet option on the minus menu, and or, you know, just get the items manually. But make sure he eats some grass greens when he starts to get hungry. When Chocobo's food level reaches 0, which is on, you know, the top right screen up there at 99%. I just wasted 1% trying, you know, explain the movement and the controls and all that guys. But when Chocobo's food level reaches 0, his HP starts to fall, so make sure Chocobo eats his vegetables. At least compared to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Chocobo's dungeon is actually, you know, a little more forgiving and a little more easier. Because in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, when your HP is at 0, you completely die. You instantly die because you're ultimately hungry. But in this game, Chocobo's HP starts to fall like 1 by 1 if his food level reaches 0, so it's not that...
Alright, time to get moving.
I mean, it's not that threatening and painful and punishing if Chocobo's food level reaches 0 compared to like Pokemon and stuff where they instantly die if they have no food level. So this is good. I like this because like food level going to 0 and instantly dying was kind of a pain in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So we actually automatically picked up the Grashel Greens once we step on a tile that has the Grashel Greens on it. But you can also pick it up by, you know, going at feet with it, which there's nothing on your feet. And we can actually do many other things with the Grashel Greens. You can eat it and use it as an item. And there's even a description of it. Chocobo's favorite from Grashel Village, which I have no idea of Grashel Village. I think Grashel Village is actually a place from like a Final Fantasy game. But it helps eliminate a little of your hunger. And you can leave it. Or, you know, just let someone else have it. This actually, you know, works if your item inventory is full and you want to save some space on your item inventory for another good item. And if you pretty much, you know, don't have enough space, if you have enough space to fill up your item inventory, you can actually, you know, manually pick it up or eat it from the floor. Or just kick it to anything else. And then you can actually kick it, which we'll get into more of that later. We can leave it, and you can just straight up eat it, which, again, it just, you know, increases your food level.
Look, a pair of talons and a saddle. I'd say we're off to a good start. As you well know, talons boost attack strength, while the saddle boosts your defense. They're both important items. Oh! I should probably remind you, if you ever get hurt and collapse inside a mysterious dungeon, you lose all the items you've obtained, all at once. Remember that, okay? But don't forget that you won't lose any items that you have already equipped.
Make note of the last two, lines of the last two texts Sid said. Because, and this happened to me too, to where you need to make sure you have your talents and saddles equipped. These are basically your equipments of, this game and such, the talents and the saddles. Talents increasing attack, saddles increasing talents increasing attack, and saddles increasing defense, as Sid said. If you do not have your sickest talents and saddles equipped on your Chocobo, as you die, you lose those items. And this happened to me once, and I was like, God dang it, I lost my awesome equipment.
Now, why don't you equip some items? You know how to do that, don't you?
Yeah, but make sure you equip these to, equip your main talents and saddles. Be sure to equip them, because if you don't have them equipped, you lose them forever, and you just gotta, start from scratch and all that jazz, of where I will be getting to more of the talents and saddles. But again, the talents and saddles to make, you can equip, arms, talents and saddles to make Chocobo stronger. Chocobo's attack and defense will change depending on what he equips, and a plus or minus number after the item means is stronger or weaker.
I've got a hunch that our treasure is just around the corner. I'll see you there.
So basically the two equipment that, this dungeon, the first dungeon in the game, the tutorial dungeon started you off with, is the Rusty Talents, which increase your attack by 1, if you actually read its details. The talents are rusted right, though, through, and holding them won't make them much easier with the base attack being 1, and no seal in this slot. We're gonna get to more of honing and, this seal slot more, later on in the game. But once we equip them, our attack is increased by 1, and if we do the same thing to saddles, which I can also read the description of, the thing is rusted right through. Even honing won't help as much. Help it much. It's the same description. Flip those, our defense is increased by 2. So making our total defense 21 and 20 attack. 21 attack. It also says the plus thing right there. That attack goes from 20 to plus 1. 20 plus 1 for defense as well. We also got magic and sanity, which we'll get into later. But let's move forth.
I should have known. Any good treasure is protected by traps like these. Some traps inflict damage, while others restrict your movement. But just don't step on them, is what I say. There. Move diagonally, just like that, and you're free and clear. Come on, Chocobo. You give it a shot. Huh? What's the matter? Has it been too long? Afraid you're out of shape?
Oh, he's calling you out, Chocobo. You are fat as crack. Okay, sometimes Chocobo may set up traps when he steps on them. Many traps are invisible. You can try attacking grids next to Chocobo to find these hidden traps. Attacking grids next to Chocobo to find hidden traps is going to be extremely useful later on, pretty much late game of, Chocobo Dungeon, to where you gotta, to where you're gonna come into, a room in a floor of a dungeon that, has, 1,000 traps in it, in just one room, which is crazy. But you can also move diagonally in this game, to where you can press, the control pad diagonally from, 2 directions to move in that direction. Hold down 1 to enter diagonal movement mode. Or you can just press B and do it like that.
It's a basic skill, Chocobo. You better get your chops back up. Come
Dude!
on, let's go.
Dude, Sid, I got my chops up to begin with, you freaking little pain in the butt. Now, again, these are traps and stuff, and we can't avoid them, but I'm just gonna be an idiot and just step on one. Anyways, this is also a steam trap. And no, it's not, a trap that makes you automatically pay as much damage as Chocobo taken to the website Steam himself. You're not going to pay $9. It just does 9 damage to Chocobo, but we replenish 1 HP, because just like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, you can actually replenish HP in this game. Now, there's many different traps, and this one, pretty much our first one, the steam shot pretty much doesn't do any damage. But if you go into one which is like diagonal mode, you can actually, you know, just move diagonally through. Or you can press B or hold B and or, you know, face the direction that the tiles are going to, and you can, you know, just, it can actually help you move diagonally and such. So you can actually do that. Oh snap!
Oh no! It's a trap!
Really, Sid? Huh? It's a trap! Why the hell you got through that oh my god, Sid, you son of a... Dude! Dude! Oh, he got through...
Watch out, Chocobo!
Okay.
Looks like we got company.
The dungeons are turn-based. Each time Chocobo takes a step, the monsters take a step, too. Change directions does not count as a turn. Hold down B to change direction. If you're next to a monster, press A to attack.
Don't panic, alright? Battles are easy if you always think a step ahead.
Alright. Now, you are one upgrade away from a monster. If you move next, the monster is going to get the first strike. In this case, try attacking the empty grid. The monster will then move to the grid next to you, and you will have the first strike instead. Or, you can be crazier, and, you know, hold B and A. And when you hold B and also hold A, you skip a turn. You just pretty much, you know, stand still and whatever tile you're on, you know, just Chocobo will just be like, just stomping his feet for no reason, just, you know, skip his turn if you hold down A and B. Now, pretty much this enemy right here, our first enemy of Chocobo Dungeon is a steel bat, basically the Goombas of this game, which is pretty much, you know, the easiest, most basic enemy in here, in this game, and, you know, in Tower of the Sands, it has, you know, this ability Supersonic Wave, which, you know, for exchange of Ultrasonic Wave doing lesser damage than its normal attack, it does have 100% attack rate. It does hit like for 100% Ultrasonic Wave, but but Steel Bat also got a normal attack, which does 3 damage, as you can see there. Now I did 9 damage to it because the defense of the Steel Bat is 8 damage, or around 8 damage, so you can do a lot to it. And it only takes like 3 hits since its HP has gotta be like 20 such. Now we enter the next floor, and we're introduced to 2 of them.
Oh man, there's more of them. Chocobo, 2 to 1 isn't good. Run into the hallway.
2 to 1, it sure isn't good. Okay.
You might be tough, but you don't want to end up surrounded. You should always use a hallway to fight multiple enemies.
Now this is a good idea, because if you try to attack them, like, you know, front face without using the hallway, then because like the dungeons are turn-based, the Chocobo will take a step, and the monsters will take a step and try to do their turn too. It's basically Chocobo's turn, the enemy's turn, and then back to you. So if you try to, like, you know, attack one of the Steel Bats, they're both gonna attack. Because you're not, you know, using a hallway. It'll just be, you know, the Chocobo's turn, the enemy's turn, and there. So pretty much the enemies will work together to attack you and do, like, you know, some serious double damage. So you just use a hallway because only one enemy and one you can, you know, just pretty much, you know, attack through the hallway, unless the enemy have a range attack, which is actually possible. Now, critical attacks is also a thing, as you saw there, critical hits. When Chocobo does a critical hit, he just, you know, did, like, you know, a big kick at the enemy, and also does, like, extra damage and such. So, and also get lucky with the critical hits as well. He also drops some job points, and if you actually go to the back of this floor specifically, you'll get a potion, aka a new item. This is going to be really useful for this floor now, to where you got this guy.
Careful, Chocobo! This one looks tougher than the others.
Alright, Chocobo can expand his SP to use special abilities. Try selecting the Chocobo kick from the command menu, blah blah blah, or you can open the ability window and pressing minus and plus at the same time.
Use your abilities against tough enemies. Give it to him with your Chocobo kick!
Give it to him with your Chocobo kick! The way how Sid said it is so hype. It's nice and hype. Now, this floor also introduced us to a new enemy, aka the Bat Shade. aka a darker and stronger version of the steel bats, to where, yeah, as you saw there, it does 5 damage to us, more than like 3 damage from the bat shades, but only carries like 25 HP. I already did a crit to it, to where it did 13 HP of damage to it, so he's at 12 HP. Every normal attack has defense is 7, and in order to use our Chocobo kick, our abilities, we go to the minus menu, press abilities, and just press Chocobo kick. A special kick that deals slight damage to a foe, aka more damage, only costs 1 SP. It's a grid forward in front of the enemy. Let's use it. Boom! And it does more damage. And we gain a level up because of our EXP. Yeah, there's also, like, EXP is also a thing in this game, as you can see on the bottom thing. It says next level 200 EXP. I think our first, like, in order to reach this next level, aka level 2, we only need 80 EXP. So we pretty much, you know, got to that point. Now it's like next level 200 EXP. And when you get a level up, all of your stats increase by 1, and then, like, some of them will increase by 1. Like, when you get a next level, not all of them. So you might have, like, your next level can be, like, you have, like, 1 attack increase, or 1 defense increase, or probably both, or probably everything but your second increase by 1. That's just the jizz of, you know, the level up. And let's go to the next floor.
All right! Nice going! You are my partner, after all. But who could have known we'd encounter monsters in a place like this? Chocobo, I'm glad you were with me. Now, let's go get our treasure.
Alright, we're almost there to the treasure's time. It's actually time. Now, the thing that I just, those, you know, points that I just pick up called job points, aka from the enemy, they're very useful for, you know, our stats, aka the job. Because our next job level is 186 JP. During, you know, a job, you pretty much, you know, get, like, you know, special stats and abilities and stuff, and we're gonna get to more of that later. If you actually get to the next job level, you'll become the next job level, and you'll gain a new ability of your job, aka our job being neutral. And pretty much, you know, the only ability we have is Chocobo Kick. So, we're just gonna get a new ability later on for the natural Chocobo job. But we go through the stairs, walk straight through to the stairs, and cutscene. CGI time, baby.
Stop!
Well, there you are, my fellow courageous treasure hunters.
Irma! And Vogue!
Could this be the treasure you were talking about? Oh, timeless power. Well, I'd say you're a tad too late.